G'day gamers. Today I'm going to be showing you some Minecraft prank ideas involving noisy Minecraft things. First one is a pretty classic noise maker. There's a few barrier blocks here, but uses 4 redstone torches and 1 redstone dust there, and it just repeats. So all the blocks underneath the doors should be solid. I'm using barrier blocks so you can see how the redstone is underneath, which is pretty much the same as this one all around. And yeah, I added a switch. That's extremely annoying and very loud, and it's continuous. But that's one prank idea that you can use. I think it's known as the noise machine. Another one I saw earlier was to hide one of these things. All you need is a 2 deep hole, 2 stacks of chicken eggs, I'm in creative at the moment. People will be working in their base going, "What's with the chickens?" Yeah, that's another idea. You can hide chickens in a very small space, so maybe a few hidden around their base. They find it challenging to find that. Another idea I thought of is to have a bit of lava, cover it up. It's a fairly small space, but you need that air gap just above it. Get rid of these chickens. You can have a listen. Very subtle. Pop, pop. And it's something I feel like Minecraft is very attuned to listening out for, because we're all very wary of dropping into lava. So imagine working around their base and hearing some lava pops. So hiding a couple of these around the place, very subtle, but I think it's very interesting. Let's get rid of that. So some more noisemakers, this one using a bell here. And I feel like this design here, so these 4 blocks here, works on the despawn of items. So when there's an item there, yes, that's the repeater from before, but like it burns out with a single torch. It burns out, so it only rings for a certain number of rings, but this added onto it when the item despawns. So we'll simulate that by picking up the item now. Rings the bell again. So the item despawns on like a 5-minute timer. So you just use any old trash inside this item dropper. When it despawns, it'll ring the bell. And you can add more to make it a bit louder. So if we add a couple more there, you can hear it's a bit louder. So this is pretty simple design, just has to be a wooden pressure plate, because that's what's triggered by the item there. Fill up the dropper with any old trash. 2 torches there. This is the repeating mechanism here. The torch and the redstone dust. And here I'm using bells, but this machine can also be made with trapdoors. That's the kind of sound you hear. So these are different sounds. Metal trapdoor. I'm not so sure about pistons because people might think pistons are machines. And yeah, using multiple of them will make it a bit louder. The bells are a nice touch from the latest. So here we're using the same despawn timer here, item despawn time, but now we're using note blocks. I think this one's pretty good. I like that bass drum. And of course, it's the block underneath the note block which determines what it is. This is the bass drum. We can also add another one here, but you need to make sure the space above it is empty or else the note doesn't play. So by adding the note block there, so it's playing both that note and that note. And as I was saying before, the block below the note block determines what it is. So this is a string bass, snare drum, clicks and sticks, bells, flutes, chimes, guitar, xylophone, iron xylophone. Need more cowbell. Didgeridoo. Very 8-bit game there. Banjo, electric piano, and piano. So these aren't exclusively the blocks that you can use, but these are all the sounds that you can make. The last one I'd like to show you is using the same despawn mechanism. So it plays once every 5 minutes. Water stream, redstone block. I'm not sure if you know what's coming up, but here we go. So make people think there's maybe creepers exploding their stuff. Let's try that again, because the item did jump out of the spawn pad. So you need to make sure there's all 4 sides and even the top maybe even to cover that up. And you'll want to hide it around their base, maybe in several different locations, just to make it harder to find. So they'll hear an explosion here, then a few minutes later another explosion somewhere else. So they'll be digging around trying to find these little noise devices. One thing to note here is the water is going straight down here. You can't occupy the same space as where the TNT is going to be put, but you can go from the side. Like if you come from the side, sorry, let me get a bucket. Like if you come from the side here, this will also work. However, because there's a bit of flowing water there, on occasion we hear that water flow. So that water flow might give it away where the position of this device is. So that's where, if you make it come from the top, it won't make that flow sound, and it'll be harder to find. So they're pretty straightforward, easy machines to make. This one is a dropper, and this one is a dispenser. You only need the dispenser for the TNT because you want it to ignite when you dispense it. So that was the despawn timer for the bells there. Demonstrate how it works. I think that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed that. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I'm really trying to grow my channel at the moment, and I'd really appreciate all the support that you can show me. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoyed that and learnt something new today.